Plus Corporation out of Japan has released some memo pads a few days ago, and they sent us a follow-up package for this. This here is the all-new 13.3-inch Kaite Silicone. It has the most advanced magnetic e-ink alternative technology on board that simulates e-ink except manually. You see, on an e-paper device, you have to use electronics to move the microcapsules filled with particles. However, on this device, it's magnetic. It's not like a boogie board. This one actually utilizes the pen to move the individual microcapsules filled with particles up or down respectively, aka doing the exact same thing with e-paper except without the electronics. In fact, this one is completely non-DG, which means it doesn't matter what country you live in, you can buy this. There's no batteries on board. It is flexible as well, and it has no bezel, and that's the draw of this unit. Surprisingly enough as well, they have advanced their manufacturing and are actually making these units now in Japan, as opposed to the made in China ones, as to relieve their reliance on China and become a little bit more self-sustaining as a brand. This one is really cool because they don't give you any housing, and this is stick-on type silicone, so you can actually stick this on some surfaces, which we will show you in a bit. Unfortunately, you get that stupid golf course pen again, and you get this tiny little brush eraser, which is just not going to cut it. I do not recommend using these two on them. Why that is because it's just too small. This is a 13.3-inch panel at this point, and you're using the little tools that they carried over from the memo pad line, so I recommend you use these. These are much nicer. This is more realistic. Plus is a wide range manufacturer of home style products, and they actually have scrubber erasers, different 0.5, 0.7 millimeter pen types, and even the medium brush. They have a lot more, and they actually have an electronic roller eraser for the gigantic 35-inch unit. So these are the ones you want to use. When you use the pen, it's just not very usable because, yeah, it draws the line, that's all great, but then you get this little tiny squeaky eraser, and it just takes forever, and then you use the little piece of plastic, and although it's nice that they give it to you as a pleasantry, it's just too small and just unusable. If you use something like this that has a dedicated kind of bend to it, makes it feel more ergonomic, you actually get a paper-like feel and some sound out of it as well. You can then move over to the scrubber eraser, which is way more useful. So this actually cleans the surface, doesn't leave a whole lot of kind of marks behind. This one's very nice, and you can actually upgrade even further to this one, the medium pen, and this one's more reserved for the larger one, although you can buy it separately and get some crazy note-taking done. All of this with no batteries. This is saying a lot because you gotta know and understand that not everyone lives in Canada and USA and Japan and South Korea, and let's just say UK, etc., Australia. A lot of people live in countries that just don't have a whole lot of access to things that the rest of us kind of take for granted. There's a lot of up-and-coming nations that utilize things like this. We actually export and sell bricks of these to up-and-coming countries around the world that maybe don't have as clean of an access to something like this. This is really nice. I very much appreciate Plus Corporation and Kaite, well, it's called the Kaite, but Plus Corporation for sending us something like this, because this is a really cool unit. This has a pen cap on it. This can be doubled as an eraser as well. A lot of this is just really nice stuff, and to be completely honest, this is significantly better than the Boogie Board stuff we've seen in the past, although Boogie Board has sent us some stuff in the past as well. But this is just more realistic because it's black and white, and that's the biggest thing of it all, is that it's black and white. It doesn't have to look like that green and blue kind of weird rainbow appearance that you get on a Boogie Board. This is very pen-like. And utilizing your app on your phone, you can actually save your notes. Yes, if you go over to your phone and open up the Kaite app right here, you simply just hover it above what you're seeing on the page like so. It will actually already know what kind of unit you're looking at too. If it's the memo pad, if it's the 13.3 inch, the B5, the A4, and it actually takes everything you've written right there and transcribes it without a background. It's not a photo. It actually pulled the black particles and put it on here. Every scrub, every kind of pencil line, even the medium line, it takes it all. You can share it to various places. You can change the contrast. You can actually add more things onto it and be like, this is what you need to look at, John. Send it over to John, send it over to Mary. There you go. This is a really cool unit. This one is stickable, and that's the biggest draw about this one, and we're gonna look at that right now because, well, that's the whole thing. You can see that it basically sticks anywhere. It doesn't need to be a smooth refrigerator or microwave in order to stick on it. It just has to be a smooth surface. So unfortunately, you cannot put it on a textured wood wall or like a brick wall or anything like that. But it will work on something even like an armoire or a piece of lacquered wood. It really does stick anywhere, and you can actually take it off and put it on as many times as you want. This thing really is quite amazing. The technology they fit into something that is so thin, has no borders and no electronics on board, is simply fascinating. You can grab one in our store, and for another Goody Reader review, this is Peter.